Yo, what's going on, guys? Back with Eagle Talks Football. Today on Vibes from the Six, Graham Potter has been sacked by Chelsea Football Club. And we're going to be talking about it. We're going to get some Chelsea fans on. We're going to talk about it, what this means for Chelsea now, what this means for Graham Potter. Is he going to get a payout? Is he not going to get a payout? What is going to happen in the future of Chelsea Football Club? We're going to figure that out. We got some Chelsea fans backstage. We're going to add in to discuss everything to do with Graham Potter. Also, Manchester United took a big L today to Newcastle United. Newcastle United have leapfrogged Manchester United to third place in the Premier League, and we're going to get into all of that. Arsenal are currently looking unstoppable, winning another game and destroying Leeds 4-1 to go stay top of the table and continue and keep that 8-point lead over Manchester City, where on the other hand, Manchester City smashed Liverpool 4-1. After Liverpool scored the first goal, Manchester City came back and banged them with 4 goals. Bop, 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 bop. But yeah, let's get this show started. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get it going, people. Bang. Yes, people. What's going on? How's everyone doing? We got Chelsea OG in the house. We got Rack in the house. We got Dammy in the house. And we're going to get some more people in the building as we go. But before we go any further, we have to talk about the breaking news. Chelsea Football Club have sacked Graham Potter. This took place earlier today, and I am not surprised at all. Just before anybody else goes, Chelsea OG, can you say something? Or is your audio
clear?
It went wild for a second, but I can hear you better now. Are you using headphones or are you?
Not even, man. Full mic. Let me come in and come out.
Let's just stand back. I think the mic is picking up too much of your audio. There you go. Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. Can you get headphones maybe and just jump back?
It's just a bit muffled, bro.
Yeah. Dammy couldn't hear, so he's gonna rejoin. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Ladies and gentlemen, Graham Potter has been sacked. Breaking news from Chelsea Football Club earlier today. And Chelsea fans, celebrate, enjoy it. But I can't wait for the moment when Chelsea fans realize that Graham Potter isn't the reason why they're currently in the position that they're in. Because I genuinely don't believe that Graham Potter is the main reason why Chelsea Football Club are in this position. I don't know about you, Rack, and I don't know about everyone else that's coming on, but I think Chelsea Football Club are in serious trouble with the owner that they currently have. He is putting them in a situation where they're signing all these players for long-term contracts, bringing in a bunch of players consistently. Under Graham Potter, they brought in more managers than I think Jurgen Klopp has brought in at Liverpool. Like this is a joke. Players, like how many players did he bring in? They brought in like what, 15 players, and how many signings did they make in January? This is an absolute mess of a football club at this moment in time, and Graham Potter had to go. It was the right decision to sack him. They should have probably sacked him a long time ago. He now has, what was his record while he was Chelsea manager? If I'm not mistaken, he had 4 wins, 7 draws, and like 8 losses. He was barely even getting them close to getting 8 points. Like he couldn't really do much. But I genuinely think this show today, we're gonna probably spend the first 30 to 40 minutes just talking about Graham Potter. Can I throw the link in the chat? People are asking. Probably not that kind of day today, but we'll see what we can do. But Rack, what are you saying, my guy?
Yeah, look, it's a weird one, right? Because Chelsea said they wanted to do things different. That was the whole idea. That was the premise with which this whole came out. This is the new Chelsea. It's the post-Abramovich Chelsea. They want to stick with people long term and build a long-term philosophy. We actually also heard that under Roman. We heard that when they wanted to stop with the hiring and firing. When they brought Mourinho back, they were saying, "Look, we want to be stable and we don't want to have such a high turnover." And in the end, I think they kind of thought, you know what? Fuck it. That's what was working before. Let's go back to it. And that's what they did under Roman. But when this group came in and all the people they brought in the backroom staff and the recruitment team and all these guys, they're all set up. These guys are long-term planning. They're recruiting for a long term. They're bringing in a manager like Potter for long term, and it hasn't worked. Do I think I think Potter is a good manager, and I think if you bring him in at the start of the season, you give him time, I think in the long term he'll do well. But I said at the start of the season also, the biggest cultural change that needs to happen with Chelsea is probably not with Chelsea itself, it's with the fans. Are they willing to give someone time? Are they willing to back a manager through thick and thin when the going gets tough? Most of us kind of have some. I know, for example, your team, Igal, there was plenty of people, including yourselves at one point, who really thought that Arteta was done. Not everyone is an Arteta, and that doesn't happen to everybody. See, there's no rule for you can't make a broad strokes rule saying one manager was given time, that's what other managers be given time. But the idea behind this appointment was that it was a long-term appointment. And
that's a big issue. That's the big part of the issue. 5-year contract they gave the guy. They paid 20 million to Brighton to get rid of to get him from Brighton. They also went to Brighton and grabbed a whole bunch of people from Brighton to stick them into Chelsea to make it more comfortable for him. And now that they've done this, yes, Chelsea can go and try to get Nagelsmann. They can go and try to get all these other guys. But it's not the owner is showing an incapability of how to run a club properly. I get it. It's his first football club and his first time running Chelsea, obviously, and he's never run a football club before. He's gonna have a lot of growing pains. But as I said on the Football Terrace earlier, I really do believe Chelsea fans are celebrating today, but then when they lose their next game, they're gonna quickly realize that a lot of the issues are still there. And I don't want to take
the next game is against us, so yeah.
I don't want to take away from too much, but we got Rum here, we got Rack here. Dammy, what are you saying?
I don't agree, just in the sense that they did what they thought was right because they had a manager beforehand who they didn't employ, so they had to get rid of him. That's get rid of him. They didn't have the same ideology or views. Then obviously they got rid of him. Then they got their man in Potter, who they found out wasn't good enough for the job as it is, and now they've got rid of him. It just shows they have ambition. What would you want them to do? Keep him there and keep failing, keep losing, and then you keep complaining that they aren't trying to get better or get a better manager in. Nagelsmann's there, Enrique's there, Pochettino's there.
But Nagelsmann is also a long-term manager. Like what is your? You've got to have an idea within which you're recruiting, within which you're bringing him in. So if Nagelsmann doesn't hit the ground running, are you going to bin him off and then get someone else in again? Because every time you do that, you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, but then again, how long are we talking? If he's there for 2 years and he doesn't do a good job, then they have to sack him. Isn't that for every
That's
club?
every club.
Two years.
Club in the world.
But this is 7 months, and he hasn't even started the season with them.
Yo, 1 second, Rum. There's massive playback on your.
Oh, sorry.
I think
everyone mute when Rum talk later. But bro, Danny has a point. Like, I mean, what team wouldn't have sacked the manager that had? There was a point where he had like no wins in like double-digit games. I mean, I don't even know a team in the Premier League that wouldn't sack their manager for that.
No, but I get sacking the manager is not an issue. Everyone can agree. Everyone agrees here. Sacking Graham Potter was overdue. He should have been sacked. That's the reality. But the thing is, the running of the football club is the thing for me. Just because you've sacked Graham Potter doesn't mean everything is going to get better now. I really don't think it's an ambitious thing. I think it's more they made a mistake from the get-go and they're trying to fix it. You know what I mean? Dammy, you said
There's
something.
a lot of pride. Pride gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Like, they saw a manager who's up and coming. I think he's a good coach, a very good coach, but I think he went to the job big club too early, and they realised that halfway through it, and they sacked him.
Nagelsmann.
Potter. I think I don't know whether he'll become a big coach or whatever, but I do think he's a good coach. He's not like
David Moyes.
People think a Champions League is impending. Every time Chelsea won the Champions League, they had an interim manager.
Is it all right now?
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's worse. What's going on? Do you have this stream in the background?
I will just go on mute when he talks.
If they win the Champions
League, Inter manager, as long as it's not an English Inter manager, So John Terry, hold back, bro. Like, I'll take Di Matteo round 2. You know what I'm saying? I would not.
If Chelsea,
the reality is they're talking about
Chelsea-
Arteta finishing 8th, and 5th. But the thing is, you guys would all want Arteta right now. What we're doing in the league, you guys would be envious of that at this moment in time.
No,
Building a team.
that's
like saying we want
to be
Ancelotti.
fair, that's also not the point, right? The point isn't that you want. Would they have wanted Arteta not 7 months ago? Would you guys would have wanted Arteta 7 months ago? If I would have asked 7 months ago, Arsenal fans, there'd be a significant amount of people who would want Arteta out.
True.
Yeah, which I disagree with. I disagree with this whole culture of getting managers out, which Chelsea was trying to change. Chelsea was trying to change their sacking culture, which they seem to be incapable of changing, because no matter what happens, they've made too many mistakes. And you know what? Todd Bowley's handling out there of crazy contracts. You know what? So I said this on the terrace, and Steel Bird here agrees with me. This is coming from a Chelsea fan. And you know what? Chelsea fans agreeing with me doesn't really happen often.
One thing I would say though is that this whole thing about you're saying about sacking managers, and this is, I know you're not going to like what I'm going to say, but this is why I say it separates Arsenal from the very big clubs in the world. Because at the end of the day, in order to keep winning, in order to keep being a big club, you have to sack your manager if he's not doing what you need him to do. Even if it's 3 months, even if it's 4 months, you have to do it. Obviously for us, we just employed the wrong people, and here we are. But Barcelona, when they see that their guy's fucking, they sack him. Bayern Munich do this, Real Madrid do this. I think Liverpool-ish, Man City will do it if they needed to. Chelsea are doing it. You're sat here saying, "Oh yeah, we should give him more time." If he fails, then you just wasted 3 years on a guy who's failing. So you've got to, I think, act accordingly and sometimes make the decision. And even if it is rash, it is what it is, because you're a big club and you're here to win. We're not here to have good storylines. This isn't a movie.
That's no, but listen,
if Ten Hag comes 5th, are you sacking him?
No, because I predicted us to come 5th.
If he comes 6th.
No, it doesn't matter at this point.
And also, like we've said before, right? Expectations change, the season changes. A few weeks ago, United were nailed on for 3rd.
Yeah, but do you know what it is?
Good.
I wouldn't sack him this year anyway. No way. In not next season.
Neither would I.
One second, let's get Rum's take on this, because Graham Potter's gone. He deservedly is sacked. And at this moment in time, what do you think about the whole situation? Who do you put your blame on? What do you think about the whole situation?
It shocked me. Because I understand the pros and cons. I was just on Monster Channel, and Father went mad. Father started going mad. Like, oh my! I thought he won a bet. I thought he won a big up OG. I think it's the first time I've streamed with you as well. But you would have thought he won a bet. He started shouting. I was like, Father, what's wrong? He's like, Potter's gone. I said, no way. He said, Potter's gone. And the thing is, for me, right, the only reason I was surprised
live when it happened.
Live.
Yeah, that we would live when it happened, and then he went on stream. He started shouting. But here he is speaking of the devil. The reason why I was quite shocked, because I thought with the new regime, they were on this Lloyd thing, and you can even see it with the player contracts and the managers. I thought, cool, they're going down that route. And then you've just basically given this guy 400 million to spend as well. I thought, even if they sack him, it will at least be end of the season. Then I heard they were cutthroat and did it now. Bodie must have been on the phone to Abramovich. Like, what's the best advice? Just sack him. He must have asked him what the best advice was. But for me, I get it. The magnitude of Chelsea, and let's be honest, the most successful club in the last 20 years, their standards are up here. So, and the fact they're in the Champions League, they feel the position they're in, there's probably another manager out there that can salvage something or do better than Potter would in the Champions League. Because I think that's their main priority now. Even Europa League is, for me, a stretch for them at this moment in time. But I get the sacking, because this cannot go on. Even before they had their run of games with Dortmund and they won a few more, they had won 2 in 16. It's not really acceptable at a club like Chelsea, but this one did shock me. I didn't think it would be this soon, but I get it. I do get why they sacked him.
There you go. Fatur, talk to me, man. Fatur.
This WWE
guy. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Even since yesterday, I was at the game, and when we were go 2-0 down, it was kind of like I never seen us as a fans kind of unite as ones, because I feel like the amount of boos I've after that second goal, even after the full time, it was literally mirroring on what happened this season, as far as the form concerns, though. And that Southampton game for me, I think that was a breaking point. That I was literally just like, there's no way he can't continue like this. Even I thought he should have gone by Spurs, but I just think the timing was a bit of too late, in my opinion. I think he should have gone after Spurs. But for me, I think it's just kind of like, again, what happened for this season. Even though the 9 wins in 25 in February, really, it's not good enough, isn't it? And I just think it's kind of the fans' backlash kind of pushed this decision, and eventually, I'm hearing sources that from my sources last night, there was an emergency meeting takes place regarding this kind of decision, and it was Favel who clicked that button and told the ownership that I'm gonna click this button. Like, I have this manager, the next manager coming in, and it's just the timing was a bit spot on as well last night after we lost. If we won, we would still stick by it, but I think that defeat kind of like mirroring.
Why are you so calm right now?
Can I just say? Can I just say the only annoying thing is, why did it have to happen now? Couldn't you have waited till Wednesday? Why just for what?
By the way, you play us Tuesday though.
We're gonna talk about that. You guys play each other next. But my take on the football terrace, some people agree with it, some people don't agree with it. Before I go to Qasim, I'm just going to tell you guys my take again. So Fatur and Qasim can also add on to it. My take is this doesn't change anything for Chelsea in the short term. Graham Potter might have been the issue on the pitch with the tactics, but the issue off the pitch is one of the main reasons why you guys are in the situation you're in right now. Even under Thomas Tuchel, you guys were somewhat sliding. You guys have all these players that you've signed. You guys have all this stuff going on in the back room. And I just feel like the ownership change has caused all this disruption to the level where you guys are at right now. And it's not just Graham Potter.
I just think what happens off the pitch is kind of like when the new ownership taking over, their vision saying that we want a manager that wants to collaborate with them. If you watch that video back in September, I can send you the link about it. He said that on one of those interviews. But then that September period when we lost to Zagreb, the next morning it was kind of like, it doesn't make any sense. And apparently he revealed in that video, said that, apparently we want Thomas saw that saw the vision that same that they saw, and unfortunately that's the problem of that sacking. And I think it's just kind of like what the vision of the club that kind of like really unclear towards the fans and kind of like anger some people, because in that sense, like, what you want us to do for the next couple of years, because we've became a club that's never been a club project at the end of the day. And I just think he needs to change his vision in his mind that there's no way Chelsea there's never been Chelsea a project club manager. It's always been instant success every time. It's always been the standard since that the Roman era coming on.
And this is not the Roman era. That's my point.
Though, is that all the recruitment that you've done and all the people that you've brought in the back room, they're geared towards running a project club. So what do you do with those guys? Like your director of football or your recruitment team, like, do you chuck those guys out? And then that
not
also
all
means
of them, not Vival.
that means Bowie and Eggbal, whatever his name is, like the other guy.
I was gonna say though,
they have to change their way of thinking. Like, are they going to admit that they did something wrong and they should have done something differently? Or
they've already admitted it by sacking him. They've already admitted it.
I was gonna also say this is to OG and Far as well. Don't you think this kind of sets a bad precedent though, that managers that come in, they know the minute it goes wrong or they don't get results, it's chopping block again? Aren't you a bit worried in that aspect that this precedent it's back to how it was with Roman? You either deliver now or you're gone.
It's the same standard though. It's
not the exact same though. It's not the exact same. You're gonna get 2 or 3 more games. That's about it. And hopefully that makes a difference, because even back in the day we just overpaid managers and they came through, and we paid Potter a lot and nobody. So whoever comes next is gonna ask for an effort load.
By the way, like, you have to remember as well, Favel and Favel came in during that World Cup period. It was Bowley who hired Potter in the first place, acting as a sport director.
He bought Sterling and Koulibaly. That's just crazy. I was like, buy someone who's not on the reject level. Buy someone who's in the middle. Like, he went from rejects to flipping the youths. You know what I mean?
You know what? Roman era, that point about the Roman era, this Todd Bowley thing, he's making the similar moves to Roman where he's sacking a manager quickly, sacking 2 managers in one season. But have you guys ever had 3 managers in a long time? When was the last time you had 3 managers in one season? Because you've now had Thomas Tuchel, you've had Thing, and you're going to have another one. And
maybe
if you include interims,
No. That's not
temporary
Di Matteo.
managers.
Who was before Di Matteo? And Di Matteo got sacked so
Andrew
quickly
Villas-Boas.
afterwards.
No, Andrew
Yeah,
Villas-Boas.
AVB, Di Matteo.
When did
and
Rafa
then
come in?
Rafa came in after
Mark.
Di Matteo. November.
Okay.
That was all in
Listen,
12
We
months.
lost to West
We
Brom
We got
2-1.
to go to Qasim because Qasim is one of the people who said
Aye.
bring in Brendan Rodgers. Brendan
But
Rodgers.
yeah, you said it the other day.
He's free.
Brendan Rodgers is now available. What you saying?
Look at Fato's line.
Well, first of all, Newcastle won today, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He changes the subject.
He's got something going.
Yeah, Newcastle gonna finish top 4. I said that, innit? So before anyone, yeah. Graham Potter, it's about time, innit? I called it, and a lot of Chelsea fans obviously they wanted to give him time. You need to be respectable, Fatou, my guy.
Huh?
You need to be respectable, my guy.
He didn't do nothing.
I didn't
No,
do
He's just covering his face.
I didn't do anything.
Be respectable, my guy.
I didn't do anything. Oh my God.
Right.
He's a character, man.
Yeah, I tell you something right. I'm telling you right now, my guy. Right, but I take Brendan Rodgers. Stick with it. 100%.
So you would take Brendan Rodgers at Chelsea, even though you've seen how it ended at Leicester.
Permanent manager.
Listen, that's why majority of people don't understand football. So I'm here to educate them.
Okay.
I'm trying. Brendan Rodgers was a Leicester team. First of all, his father was spending a lot of money. His father has died. It's something called he doesn't spend any money. Point number 1. Point number 2, he didn't sign anyone at Leicester. So it's not fair judgment to judge Brendan Rodgers. With team didn't hardly spend any money. Okay? Brendan Rodgers, I said previously, he wanted by United, wanted by Arsenal. You know that is something else, right? And he wanted to buy big teams. He cheated. He beat Tuchel in the FA Cup final. He went Cherry Shield, beat City. Okay? He's a good profile, right? So I'm telling you right now, he's miles better than Graham Potter. And a lot majority of Chelsea fans.
Wouldn't you rather have?
Me and Rat could tell you from experience, Hassan, be careful what you wish for with Rodgers. I do think he's a good coach, but for Chelsea Football Club, I think Rodgers is a good coach.
You've got a load of other people you can choose from. So
right now, you give me one. You give me a good one.
Is he better than Nagelsmann?
So I'm against that. That's why Chelsea. But that's what I'm saying.
You're against the
Chelsea fans is desperate, my guy. It's desperate.
Nagelsmann, what's wrong with Nagelsmann?
No. He's not a Chelsea type, my guy. It's just that my guy here said it. He said, we need to be careful. Chelsea don't give people any time, and I agree with that. And that's been happening for the last 15 years. If you're not delivering, you're in trouble. I tell you this. At 35 years old, Chelsea don't believe project or process, my guy.
What about this? Luis Enrique.
That's not a one.
That's not for me. Not for me. Chelsea need Conte type, need Mourinho type, need one with big ego, big personality. That's why he works for
Diego
us.
Simeone.
Simeone, I take him, yeah.
So Simeone at Chelsea would be dangerous.
So you want a defensive manager. That's what you want.
Yeah, I need that big profile with big personality. A bad boy. I call it a bad boy. Simeone. I take Klopp. Liverpool don't want to Klopp. I take Klopp.
Keep your hands off. Keep your hands off him.
I'm telling you this now.
Is it me and Racco at different?
But Chelsea fan is desperate, though. Chelsea fan is desperate.
I agree. We are desperate.
Okay, 1 second. Who you taking? What do you call it? OG.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I wanted just an Inter manager. Maybe we could open this can of worms in summer, but I want an Inter manager, and I know a lot of the fan base is split on John Terry, innit? Some of his personal. Huh?
Inzaghi. You want Inzaghi?
No. They're
I don't
not
think
going to get
I said John Terry.
from Brighton. They're going to go to Brighton again.
No more Brighton, no more voodoo from them, bro. Luis Enrique would want a permanent thing. You know, them ones like who would actually take a little temporary contract? But I even go for Di Matteo round 2. You know, do the magic again.
What?
John Terry would be a weird. John Terry, no problem with him is that he's English.
Yo, what about you? What about you, Fator? What are you saying?
I'll take Nagelsmann all day, just because he's the one that's available at the moment. There's another candidates like Hansi Flick, Enrique. Who else though?
You think Enrique?
No, I said Nagelsmann. I said Enrique, yeah, but I just think
I don't rate Enrique Fatul, man. Like when you play against Morocco, I was like, oh, we beat them easily.
You know what? I was gonna talk about the Chelsea game, but the Chelsea game is now basically irrelevant. Let's talk about Tuesday. Let's talk about Tuesday. What are you guys saying Tuesday versus Liverpool? Are the Liverpool fans kind of nervous now going into that game with them? No manager. I'll just say this: no manager bounce doesn't exist. There's no such thing as no manager bounce. I don't believe in that. If they already had a manager in by Tuesday, maybe. But the fact that they don't have a manager
they'll have a temporary manager. They'll have a temporary manager.
Yeah, Bruno Salter.
We have a temporary manager. It's Bruno Salter. Basically.
Who is that?
Who is he?
I think one of the assistant. One of the assistant.
Because I saw on the TL, I don't know if it's true. He apparently used to be the fullback that played for Brighton, but I don't remember. I know there was a Bruno, but I don't think it was him.
No. So apparently he did play fullback for Brighton, but I don't know if he came from Brighton as part of
Are you talking
staff
about this guy? Are you talking about
Bruno
this guy?
Salter.
1 second.
Yeah, Bruno
Bring his
Salter.
face up. Bring his face up.
This guy.
He looks like a militant bear still.
Him.
Rory
Yeah,
is
he used to live for
him.
Brighton. Yeah,
That's
he used to
him,
live for
bro.
Brighton.
That's why he paid his Spain.
Wait, he went into coaching that quick.
I remember him. He retired the first year under Graham Potter, and now he's their coach. This is your coach. What's going on at Chelsea, man? Like,
bro, he was like Espanol.
Bro, Fatur, Wallahi, it's not even a joke. You're upset right now. I thought you'd be happy.
What? I'm relaxed. I'm chilling, bro. I'm not upset. I'm chilling.
Oh, okay. You're relaxing. What about what about you, Dami? What are you saying? You still think this is ambitious? After you've seen who they put in as interim? You still believe
they're going to get a new manager, so what's the problem? When they get a new manager, what will you be saying? What happens if they bring in a good manager that then overtakes you next season? What will you be saying then?
This might be a hot take, but under Bowley, I don't think they know how to win. I don't think
guys.
Ask a question.
I don't think Bowley.
You can't say stuff like that. Just like there's nothing to back that up.
Yeah,
no. This is my theory based off what I've seen so far. He's not been.
Well, yeah, but Einstein.
No. This is my opinion based off of what I've seen from him since he's come in. It seems like he's very much egotistical and he's trying to implementing things from other sports into football, and it's not really working out for him so far.
That's fine, but you haven't seen anything for you to say that they can't win. Like, how does that make it? This is not Spurs. Like,
maybe I should change the wording. It's not about they can win. It's they're not making moves to show that they're trying to win now.
Well, they have, because they just sacked their PE teacher. So I don't understand. Like,
how is sacking Graham Potter a move that says they're trying to win now? It just says that they made a mistake with their hiring. Do you guys think? I don't think Chelsea Football Club.
They could have given him till the end of the season and just said, we'll write the season off. We'll give you a pre-season to coach his players, and then you can go again next season. And if you still fuck up next season, then we've shown we fucked up. But they've just looked at it and gone, yeah, this ain't it, and scrapped it. So what do you mean that is ambitious? Because again, you've now got, who did I say they've got? They've got Poch, they've got Nagelsmann, they've got Enrique on the market. One of those guys has won every trophy at club football.
My guy, I don't think he has ambition, my guy. It's just the guys they know he hired him. The owner knows he cooked it up. One second. The owner knows he's cooked it up, and all the fans now is all. Listen, bro, Graham Potter, man, how many games did he win?
Nobody's backing it.
It's embarrassing, my guy.
I think to call it ambitious. I think to call it, they lost 4-0.
At the end of the day, some other teams would have let him. If I want to find another shot, if he was at Arsenal, he'd still be there next season.
No, if there was an actual vision, you'd see.
I just think I can see this three ways here. I can see this one. I can see Potters going to Leicester, then Brendan Rodgers going to Tottenham.
And then who do you guys get?
It's gonna be recycling.
Nagelsmann.
You know what? I don't think sacking is making it easier.
I think both. I think Rodgers could probably do with taking a few weeks off and seeing what comes up at the end of the season, and probably Potter too. Like, there's no rush in jumping into it if you're Potter.
You make a very good point, because I think after us he had a break, but then it's literally Celtic straight into the Leicester job. He's not really had a rest. I think he needs to go on a little sabbatical, then probably come back next season.
Let's just take a second to talk about the Leicester situation. The Leicester situation is similar to the Chelsea situation. It was a manager who was doing poor that just needed to be sacked eventually. You can't call either of those sackings. I just think both clubs took too long to make a decision. I think you could have made a decision, as you said, after the Southampton game. And for Leicester, they could have made a decision the moment they started getting into relegation situations.
But the money,
we spent 600 million, my guy.
The money,
the 600 million doesn't mean nothing to me.
I'm telling you, bro. The issue is, we got 1 second. A Chelsea fan, right? The majority, man.
But stop worrying about Chelsea fans.
I'm telling you, bro. That's the issue, Gal. That's the issue. I think you're missing the point, my guy. We spent 600 million, bro. We should be automatically challenged.
But the players are not the issue. The owner's the issue, not the fans. You guys are not the issues. The issue is the owner.
Yeah, I tell you, majority of the fans is someone like Fatouh. He's flip flop. Every week he changes my. I'm telling you. I'm saying his face, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say his back. I'm saying his face. One like Fatouh, right? It's just this week. I mean, what he was a big Graham Potter in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fatouh. You wanted him in, yeah? You wanted
Which one? Which that video? Oh yes, I took that.
You wanted him in,
Lewis the other day.
You wanted him in.
That was I taking that.
Come on, bro.
On a whole new level, bro. Come on, man.
Come on.
I took it. Hey, you know what? That Fulham away. I was with Lewis. You know what? Me and Lewis kind of like took ourselves on our self-esteem to get that, that boat riding quick. Yeah. Well done. I take that L big time. So I'll give the guy the chance in it, like to get the players.
Yeah.
Look who's coming. Look who's coming. Look the players coming. We got Enzo. We got Badiashile. We got Nkunku. Literally, it's like. So I never get a picture with Potter anyway. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that video belongs to me.
Did you have a picture with him?
Huh?
Did you take a picture with him?
No, I did not take a picture with him.
he trolled him.
What does that have to do with anything?
What's that got to do with anything, though?
Yeah. You know what? I think at this point, Chelsea fans are going to fight.
You get a photo with him.
Chelsea fans want to argue. Chelsea fan base want to argue amongst each other because, of course, they have difference of opinions. I get that. Right now, though,
AFTV.
Right now, the reality. No, Carefree Lewis's channel is the one. That's the new Chelsea fan TV and show. You know what I mean? But when it comes to this whole situation, are you guys thinking that without Graham Potter without Graham Potter managing against Liverpool, you now have hope to win that game?
Not hope to win it. We have hope to continue our ever 0-0 draws for the last 5 games or whatever, 4 games. Every time we meet you, it's 0-0. Before I was thinking, we're not going to get another 0-0. Now we might just.
Okay. Do you know what, though? It's going to be a domino effect here, because if Chelsea beat Liverpool, then I can't see Liverpool losing 3 games in a row, which means Liverpool win their next game after Chelsea. And who do Liverpool play after Chelsea?
Arsenal. And then we beat Arsenal as well. And then Man City beat Arsenal.
Dammy's thought this thing out, man.
So Dammy's taking us into the Arsenal game already. If you guys want to talk about the Arsenal game, we can do that. We're 34 minutes in. We can now talk about the Arsenal game. But when it comes to Arsenal, guys, let's be honest. We're just routine victory. We beat Leeds 4-1. We're making it look easy at this point. It's not even difficult anymore. Like, it's just straightforward, chill. That's what it was, and that's what it will be. I feel like for majority of these games.
It's meant to be.
What?
It's meant to be. Even the way you went out to Sporting, it was like everything's falling so that you win the Premier League title. Like every last minute goal, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, against Bournemouth. All these little things, it's just all adding up. It's meant to be.
OG, I was saying to a gal earlier, right? There's certain moments in the title race. I remember when we were going head to head with City 18-19. Remember when Company scored from 40 yards out? And I kind of just knew there's certain moments I kind of just knew it's their year. Like, yeah, we can push them, but it's their year. You know, the goal for Arsenal this year for me was the Bournemouth one. When Reece Nelson scored in the dying minutes, that's when I thought certain things are written. And I hate to say it, I just think it's Arsenal's title.
I just think that United goal, that United was it 3-2? The Nketiah goal against United.
That one. They've had many last minute this season. They have even our one. It wasn't last minute, but they beat us at the Emirates. I think 85th minute the penalty was from Saka. So they're getting it done late.
We've been clutch this season, but what you guys got to realize is Trossard. What a signing that guy has been. Like, the guy has come in and been outstanding. 7 assists, been killing it. Where Chelsea, on the other hand, Mudryk has been horrific. Like, shocking for you guys. So we dodged the bullet there. Jesus coming back from injury, putting in a masterclass performance, getting 2 goals, doing his thing. I know one of them was a penalty, but he won the penalty himself anyways. And it's like, you just gotta hats off to him. And the performance from the whole team. There's not one player on that pitch against Leeds that I could say had a bad game. Every single player on the team had a great game. Even though we conceded a goal, it was heavily deflected. You can't really fault the team. And right now, Mikel Arteta is getting everything right. We're just doing everything as we should be doing. And from the last time we played Man City, we've been undefeated. We haven't lost a game. We haven't drawn a game. We've been undefeated in the league. And
I think it'll be a test.
What?
I think it'll be a test for you, Gal, on Sunday against Liverpool, because I just think what happened, the ones against Tuesday against Chelsea, literally it's kind of domino effect what's going to happen on Sunday as well. So
the only thing that worries me,
I agree.
The only thing that worries me is Arsenal have more rest. I back us at Anfield, I always do, but 3 games in a week, and it's not just 3 games in a week against anyone. It's City, Chelsea, and Arsenal, 3 of the top clubs. So that's the only thing that worries me going into Sunday. But with that being said, I'm not saying we win that game, but I think we avoid defeat on Sunday, 100%. Regardless what happens at the game at the Bridge, we're at Anfield. We've just been battered. We never depend, like you said, depending on what happens at the Bridge, we're gonna have to have some sort of reaction. Because if we lose, we're gonna have to have a reaction. If we draw, we're gonna want to get that win. And if we win, we're gonna want to carry on the momentum. So either way, we're gonna be up for it on Sunday. So are they, but I think we will as well.
Yeah. What was that? Arteta benching Saka for in that first half?
Apparently, Saka had like a little bit of a knock, so he wanted to give him some rest because he played 90 minutes for both the England games, and everyone else that started was pretty much like didn't get a game during the internationals except for Xhaka. So it was like, hey. So that's the main reason. It wasn't really. People kept saying, "Oh, he got benched, he got rested." No, but why do we even care?
It works out all right anyway, innit?
You know what it is? When we're winning games, so people want to argue about stupid things. Like, it's like before we used to argue about actual issues. Now we argue about why Saka not starting.
Well, welcome to being top of the tree. That's what happens. They'll nitpick at any little thing. We had it, City have it. They will nitpick at anything. They'll try and put a chink in your armor. It's what happens with being at the top.
Apparently, it wasn't a knock. He felt ill. That's why he didn't start. But hey, he came on the pitch. I thought he was going to get a goal contribution. He didn't end up getting a goal contribution. But at the end of the day, it didn't mean anything. Regardless, we rested him. We didn't really need him. And we won the game 4-1, even without him having a big part to play in the goals.
Yeah, that's a good sign in it for Arsenal. I mean, Saka's been the best. I said that to you, innit? I think he's been the best player from the Premier League.
I think he could win Player of the Season. I agree.
I said in it, and people said that, and I said I think Saka's the best player Actually, I said
Black, what were you
Bismail
saying?
Euro.
You're shrugging your shoulders there earlier.
Huh?
What were you thinking there? You're shrugging your shoulders. Were you disagreeing?
No, I wasn't. No, it had nothing to do with this. I just got an email come through from somebody who's a bit of a dickhead. But
I
anyway,
thought it's like
who do
I think it's like a
player of the season?
Europe, man.
Yeah, who do you think?
I think Haaland. I think Haaland is the best player of the season.
And
I
what
mean, I think
what Prem has been?
he's going to smash the goal scoring record. I think if you do that, it's difficult for anybody to say you're not at least
you got a point
worthy
there.
of
You
it.
got a point.
And if you look at recent history, the player of the year doesn't normally go to the team that win the title. I think it's happened once in the last 5 years. Because all the time City won it, we had player of the year, and I think the year we won it got given to De Bruyne off the top of my head. Yeah. So normally it doesn't get given to the team that wins
As long as he gets young player of the season with Saka,
I think that's
a
guarantee.
as long as Arsenal win the league, you shouldn't give a shit.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Yeah, won all the trophies. As long as we win the major one, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
But getting back to the trophies, let's talk about Liverpool and Man City, because that was a game that honestly I didn't expect you guys to go out and win. I thought you guys were gonna draw, but in the fashion that you lost in, like you guys just capitulated. You didn't even try. Like Jack Grealish had the best game of his life. Shout out to Jack Grealish. Never question a Pep signing, guys, until a year into the signing, because he does this where first year it looks like it's a flop. No Haaland, no problem. They beat Liverpool 4-1, and Jurgen Klopp and the boys go home without anything but consolation. Mo Salah goal.
This no thing doesn't really work well with them, because Alvarez is a top player. Having that as your backup striker is basically me, because they actually play better in link up. Haaland is and Alvarez is playing. So really and truly, they're just as dangerous, because you see some of their link up in the second half. They were blowing Liverpool away. But just to go back onto it, Liverpool are just. I'll be real with you.
But do you know what it is? The most disappointing thing for me is when we beat them at Anfield. I know it's different. They're at home this time, but when we beat them at Anfield, I said, one thing I've been very critical of Klopp this season, but that game in particular, he actually changed what he did, and we played quite pragmatic. I said to myself, I predicted a draw like yourself, Agal. I didn't think we would go there and win, but I did think we would take points off them. When I've seen City's lineup, I grew in even more confidence. Not that I didn't rate Alvarez, but I just thought, you know what? We might be able to play the higher line that we normally do, because they don't have that direct pace from Haaland to go in behind. Then we go 1-0 up. And if you saw the first half, the plan was just to keep counting them. And the thing is, it was actually working, just to keep counting them. We go 1-0 up. They missed chances before as well. I think Mahrez had a body, but we go 1-0 up. For me, it was all about timing and fine margins. If Salah plays, we had a counter-attack where Salah played the ball too late. Credit to Grealish, though. It was a long busting run from Grealish, and he nullified the pass. But if Salah plays that slightly earlier and Jota taps that in, and we go 2-0 up, it's a completely different game. But this is what I mean with that City team. If you don't take all your chances, they'll punish you. What happens 2 minutes later? They go up the other end, and they score. And then from then, what a goal it was, by the way. But I've got to be critical on one player, right? Us as a collective, we were bad. But for me, and he did this in the Champions League final, Anthony Robertson keeps getting away with murder this season, because for the first 2 goals, I don't know Rack's opinion on this, but Mahrez had the ball, but it's not like he was shifting it quick. Robert didn't have to press, and I think we've all played football. When you press, you have to press in sync. Your other teammates need to know what you're doing so they can kind of counter off it, right? He's pressed by himself. If you looked at our other 3 defenders, they weren't really even sure if he was going to press. He's pressed Mahrez, and Mahrez literally just popped it around him. They've played it out wide, and they've cut it back in. Then the second one, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but I think Robbo shouldn't have anticipated Alisson's going to come out for that. He should have just carried on running. He was caught in 2 minds. Alisson then run late. He came out too early, then he squared it, and KDB tapped it in. And then from when it went 2-1, and it's the timing as well, we go into halftime 1-1 and thinking, if we can just park the bus and get to about 60th minutes, because I don't know about you lot, sometimes I watch games in time frames. If we could do this by that time, then this can happen, right? The fact they went 2-1 so early, literally after kickoff, I said, this could turn ugly now. It could. And I don't think, I've been critical of Klopp, but yesterday weren't on Klopp for me. It was just the players. It was the application. And I think the only thing you could say on Klopp is maybe the substitutions. But then I remembered Salah's fasting, but I didn't really agree with the Jota Jota sub. I think he was one of our best attackers. To hold off Akanji, and Akanji's a unit, and lay it off to Salah, I don't think Jota should have came off. Yes, he's come back from injury a bit, but he went on international break with Portugal. He featured in, I think, overall, 90 minutes, 60 minutes of one game and half an hour of the other game. But it was just frustrating because we actually started, I think we started well. Everyone will see the pretty football from City and say we didn't. But we went out there with a plan and it was working up until the first half. But then we just capitulated and heads started to drop. I saw players not running, and it was the application more for me. It was the application. Do you have anything to add on, or?
Rom's pretty much
I'm
said
so
a lot
sorry,
of it.
my mic was on mute.
I think.
Listen,
I think. Yeah, we played decently in the first half, and City created a few decent half chances. Nothing too cutting, I didn't think, and obviously that the opportunity where Salah had the opportunity to square it, and it didn't pull off, and Grealish made that run back and blocked it. That I did wonder at the time whether that could prove critical, because you go 2-0 up, and that obviously changes the game plan quite a lot. They have to potentially take even more risks, maybe going into halftime going 2-0 down. And ultimately, it was 1-1. And then how many times have we seen it this season? Early goals in the first half, early goals in the second half, and it was like a quick 1-2, and then 3-1, the game's done. We've given away so many chances, so many big chances this season, and we did last season as well. But last season, for various different reasons, they weren't able to capitalise on. Alisson was in great form again last season. He has been this season as well, to be fair. And defensively, we were playing. Although we were giving away chances, we were playing more coherently as a team in an attacking sense. And everyone knew each other. The structure was already set. It was different. Right now, it's just a bit of a shambles, really. And look, I was happy that Newcastle got the goal today to beat United, but at the same time, it's a mammoth mountain to climb now for top four, because they're 8 points ahead. United are 8 points ahead, and there's only 11 games to go, I think, for us. That's a tough one, because I'm not sure if both of them will drop off.
Question is as well that I just think that narrative that Man City fans making that they're playing better football without Haaland. I think it's going to stop literally.
Sorry, what do you mean by that?
Stop.
Oh, sorry. I think that some people are going to have to stop this narrative that Man City playing better without Erling Haaland, in my opinion.
But they do still.
They're more fluid. That's what it is.
What do you think that isn't making it worse with Erling Haaland in the team, though? I don't think so, is it?
They play more the way they want to play without Haaland, because they have 11-man player. They don't have somebody who's just waiting for them to basically pass it to him for him to score. You saw Alvarez.
That's a bit disingenuous to Haaland, because I originally thought that, but if you watch City, Haaland drops in a lot. He actually drops in quite a bit, and he actually does create. I think even his assists this season, for what he's been brought in to do, he's even contributing with assists and whatnot. I thought that originally as well. I thought, it is basically playing 10 men. He's just by himself. But the more I've watched City of recent, next time I watch City, you'll see he'll drop in and actually contribute to the play as well. I think that's what we were saying as casual, and because none of us, I don't think, watch City every week. But if you take him in, he's doing that a bit more. I must say.
They need him anyway.
I think the person we owe an apology to is Jack Grealish, not if anything, because I feel like Jack Grealish got the most stick.
Who's we?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
I've always backed Grealish. I said, without the GA, he's still important to that team. Now
people try to compare him to Lukaku. I'm like, him and Lukaku are completely different. People try to say both are 100 million flop. No, this guy doesn't move. Even though he had more goals, Lukaku, I'd much rather have Grealish 2, 3, 4 years.
Quickly about Lukaku, you reckon your new manager will try and integrate him?
No, that's what got done for him. When the other day he said something like,
We're gonna have to talk about Newcastle now. We're gonna have to go talk about Newcastle. Qasim is a basic. Qasim, you're basically the Newcastle representative today because you've been on their case. You've been repping Newcastle for so long, bro. Like you've been saying they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, and it's like finally it's looking like they actually might do the top four thing. Where Dami, yo,
Bro,
you're in the mud today,
before
man.
the season start, bro, I said Chelsea will not finish top 4, and I said Newcastle will finish top 4. And Newcastle fans themselves didn't believe it, bro. I knew it. The money behind them. They got a decent manager, and listen, Bruno G, man, Gumares, man. I would take him at Chelsea, man. He's player,
ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous player.
You know what, Qasim? Yeah,
I thought he was good as well, my guy. That Isaac as well. He's a player as well. The striker.
Arsenal wanted him before Gabriel Jesus, in it. But you know what? Qasim as well. On Bruno G, Newcastle. I know they've got a product and they're the richest club or whatnot, but they're gonna have to pay him big bucks and offer him a new contract. If they don't, I'm already hearing talks of Real Madrid and the PSGs. I don't know PSG, but the big boys are already sniffing. He is actually quality. I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was this good. I'm not gonna lie.
The ground running. I mean, he came from foreign league. I'm from I think Portuguese.
Leon, France.
Yeah, I came from France, and he's just hit the ground running. And the way he play, he's composed. It's technically well. He's brilliant player, and I think I take him at Chelsea. I'm not gonna lie to you. But he made the difference, and he's a big player. Take Newcastle to top 4, fighting with the big boys. That's a big player for me.
You know what? I also just want to give a shout out to Newcastle. They outplayed Manchester United, but De Gea saved Man United so many times. 22 shots, by the way, guys.
They're lucky that was 2-0, just 2-0.
I agree.
22 shots, 6 on target. Manchester United had like 1 shot on target, and they had like 5 shots the whole game. Damn you guys got battered from pillar to post. Without Casemiro, is this the life you guys have to live? Good evening, says Kendall also. Is this the life you guys are living nowadays? It's sad.
One game.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, we beat them to the cup final. They were pissed off. So this is how they played. Like it makes sense. You broke their hearts, and then they came like that. I wasn't really surprised. Like, I just wanted us not to lose, and we lost. So that's why I'm annoyed. I thought if we get a draw and we get out of there, that's fine. But now we've lost. Now they're level on points to us, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Are you worried you could drop out of the top 4? Because right now you're 4th.
Really, realistically, though, if we win the Europa League, I don't care. I'll be honest with you. As long as we get to the Champions League, I don't care how. Like people keep saying it's top 4. So, well.
I'll say it doesn't matter what Newcastle does. Yeah, I want Eddie Howe to do very well, get a long contract, stay there. It just makes me satisfied knowing that they'll never win anything. Because when's the last time an English manager won a top trophy? Literally never. 92 since they rebranded everything. They've never won it. He couldn't even win the Cup to One Cup. Like Redknapp was the last player to win something. That's the FA Cup in his lowest time. Like I'm telling you, English managers, they're cursed. So let him have a 7-year contract. Let him stay there.
Redknapp with Portsmouth was the last English manager.
Because Brendan Rodgers
to win something, and that's not a major trophy, the FA Cup, bro. That's not major. It's not UCL. It's not the title. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Eddie Howe is a decent manager, though. Eddie Howe is a very good manager, though. Eddie Howe.
Yeah, no, I know what OG. I know what OG is saying. Like he's a very good manager, but yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the last English manager that's crazy. That's actually a crazy stat. Yeah. I reckon he can win them a Capital One or
I don't think any English manager has won the Premier League. So for Eddie Howe to win it with Newcastle, I don't think he's going to be able to win it with Newcastle. What Newcastle just want right now is to get back into European places. And if they can get into Europe this season, potentially if they get Champions League football, guys, that are going to be a problem. By the way, if they get Champions League football, Cristiano Ronaldo's back. He's going to be back with them. You guys didn't hear that?
No. I don't want Cristiano Ronaldo. Some Chelsea fan wanted Cristiano Ronaldo when the guy's died. I don't want a Cristiano Ronaldo coming near my club. Some Chelsea fan wanted Cristiano Ronaldo.
I don't know. You lot, was this rumours, or is that a part of the reason why Tuchel went as well? Because he disagreed on Ronaldo.
I don't want a Cristiano Ronaldo.
PR star. Listen, I'm just gonna say this: the reality is, Newcastle this season have the opportunity to get top 4. Tottenham and Manchester United are the favorites. Who do we have at this point? If you have two choices, Manchester United, Newcastle, Manchester United, Tottenham, and Newcastle. What are you saying? Because at this point, it's close. 50 points.
Basically,
I think anybody who's writing Newcastle off is stupid. Because
even Brighton as well.
Newcastle have and Brighton have got games in hand.
They got a game in hand as well.
If Conte was still here, I'd say Tottenham, but given that he's not, Ryan Mason's going to be taking charge. They're shit. So
you can't trust Tottenham with anything.
You gotta let me highlight this point. Since United got slapped 7-0, they're not being great in the league.
They picked up 1 point.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm not saying about the 7-0. They're not being great on the league.
No,
that's Southampton.
I can't lie. Ever since that United fans put that, the era of Ten Hag's began, though.
That point stinks because we haven't won away from home in ages. We don't win away from home, and two of the losses in the last 3 have been away from home. So the point stinks. It's not the Carabao Cup. We just stink away from home. So that's a poor point. You're giving me Carabao Cup wins and saying that's the road our season. No, we just can't win away from home. It's a fact. So, anyways, yeah.
Hopefully, win the Europa League.
Huh?
You're gonna win that Europa Cup thing and do it the cheeky double, the poor man's double.
Yeah. That's the only thing that can save both of Spurs and Newcastle. If we go for the Europa League and we win it, then if we forget about the league, then one of them can have it. But they'll both be pissed if we get one of the third or fourth and win the Europa League.
All right, everyone now, if you can see the top 4 is above, the top 6 is above you. Who do you have in those final 2 Champions League spots?
Well,
I'm going.
Wait, so you're just not including us again, like.
No, you're Liverpool. Liverpool have no chance of getting into.
I think Liverpool just.
What is it? By the way, what's Liverpool's goal difference? Do you want me to check?
Why do you show us?
Better than United.
I think it's about 15, if I remember rightly.
Can you guys see that?
Oh, more
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Where's
it's not
Chelsea?
looking good.
Where's
It's
Chelsea?
not looking good. Chelsea, they're all the way
don't
down
worry
here.
about Chelsea, man. Don't worry about Chelsea.
So Liverpool have 42. Liverpool have 42 points. Right now, you need 50 points to get into top 4. And honestly, you guys have 27 games. The issue with Liverpool is they concede too many goals. And on top of that, I don't see them winning all these games. I see them dropping points. Liverpool's remaining fixtures, they play Arsenal, they play West Ham, they play Tottenham, they play Leicester, Brentford, Aston Villa.
All of these are home though. Most of these are at home. So
Chelsea's the only game I think we've got away from home amongst the big clubs. But the thing is, the problem isn't that we've dropped points against so many small teams away from home.
Yeah.
Our away record is terrible.
I said we're losing against Leeds comfortably, a 2-0 or 3-1. I can just see it. That's
No. They've lost it. Leeds have lost it, whatever they had in the beginning.
No. But we're the club that give you life. Forest and Bournemouth hadn't won in like 7 games, whatnot, and then we just let them win. Like.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Brighton are not in the top 4 race. It's between 3 teams.
You don't think Brighton are?
Brighton are not in the top 4 race.
They're 2 games behind the gal. 2 games in hand.
That's disrespectful.
Bro, Brighton are not in the top 4 race single-handedly because I don't believe they could be in a race for 5th and try to jump closer.
They've got to play most of them teams again. Bar us, I think they have to play everyone, and they played Brentford twice now. I think they got to play United, Newcastle, and Tottenham.
Yeah,
I think
Chelsea,
the situation with Brighton
interesting.
Let's see what they got. So they got a postponed game versus Man City. We can write that as a loss, right? Then they face Nottingham Forest. Maybe you could say they win there. They play Man United, Arsenal. They play Man United, Arsenal, and the rest of the games are quite winnable. But the thing is, the Brighton team are a weird team. They will smash somebody, and then next day they'll get a 3-3 draw and a 2-2 draw versus Leeds.
Brentford is a good side, though. Brentford is a good side. But let me speak to the Liverpool lads. I think the Liverpool lads about the top 4 thing. The ruined chances. I think Bournemouth game, it was a key. When you dropped a point there, I think you lost the top 4 for me.
I said from early, I think we get fit. I just said because with consistency in a top 4 race and a tower race is different. Tower race you can't even draw. Draws like a loss. Top 4 you can afford. That's the reason why 3rd to 6th they're all battling, because there's inconsistencies. But I feel like we're going to be the most inconsistent out of all of the inconsistent teams. Do you get? So that's why I always said we're going to get 5th or 6th. I said that from months ago. I couldn't see us getting 4th.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen on Monday? Are Tottenham gonna beat Everton?
Everton are winning that.
Because then Man United go
Is
fourth.
it home or away? Is Tottenham
Everton at home.
Away.
Oh, that's
Everton-
dangerous.
Monday night.
That is dangerous.
Monday night under the lights. It's Goodison.
Sean Dyche, mate. I'm
Look
telling
at the
you.
pressure. Also,
That'll be
look at the pressure. If they beat Everton, they go ahead of Manchester United and Newcastle.
And a gal, what does pressure do to Spurs?
They buckle.
Exactly.
Buckle under
I'm
pressure.
not sure, man. I think Sean Dyche is going to get a result here.
People
Yeah,
saying, I miss Alan.
I can see a 2-1.
You know what, guys? Alan's a nice guy. He's ill today. He messaged me. He said he couldn't come on, but he even wanted to try to come on, but he wasn't feeling well.
Big
So
up, Alan.
he couldn't come
Big
on.
up, Alan. Get
But
ready, get
today
ready.
we got an all-star panel today. We got a bunch of guys. We're just going to be talking about the games. Finally, what are we going to talk about next? We got to talk about this. Everyone give your score predictions for Tottenham Everton, because I'm going to go with Everton win 2-1.
I bet you are. You don't like to.
No, either way, I get banter, because if Manchester United dropped to 5th when they were supposedly touching distance of a title race to now being 5th, that would be hilarious. And if Tottenham would get into 4th after sacking Conte, they honestly, Tottenham getting 4th, it bandages over cracks way more than any other team. Manchester United actually look like they're going to be dangerous in a couple of years. Newcastle look like they're actually going to be dangerous. If they don't get top 4, it's going to hinder them. If Tottenham get top 4, it will make them worse.
It'll sedate them.
Yeah, it will make them stay in the same place.
Egal. I don't think Tottenham will get top 4. I think it's going to finish Newcastle. I'm not in order, right? Newcastle United, I think they're going to finish top 4. I think Liverpool missed out. I said Bournemouth's game was a point. And I think Tottenham so consistent. Yeah, I think for me, Man United and Newcastle.
Well, I'm Sean Dyche, and I think Everton is going to beat them.
That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. Sean Dyche's typical line. Yeah, we got to stop Harry Kane, and we got to get the ball on the other side of the net.
Kane scores, though. His record against Everton's a joke. Kane will score.
And Son.
Son has been useless this season.
Yeah, no, not Son.
Hot take.
What record against Everton, though?
What do you mean? Hot take. Alan was on the stream yelling and screaming. He wants him out the club.
Bro, his stats are actually decent, even though he hadn't. I know he got all his goals in a couple of games, but you know what I'm saying? This bro, he's speaking he hasn't touched double digits. If he was at Chelsea, he'll be a top goal scorer.
He touched double digits in the league.
Wait, OG, double digits for this season?
I think in all competition, bro, he scored like GNA, not just his goals.
I think Son is a Liverpool type player. He will do well for Klopp because he's just
last year or the year before that.
Yeah, not now. And the money they would ask for his age. I think he's 28, 29.
Oh, he's still young.
Yeah,
around that old.
Yo, people, we got 57 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's try to get this to at least close to 70 likes if we can. Hit that like button right now. I haven't been asking you guys too often in the stream. I need to do that more often. But when it comes to what about you, Fator? What are you saying? Everton or Tottenham?
I'll say a draw.
Draw? Okay. 1-1, 2-2. What are you saying?
I say 0-0.
Okay. OG, you already gave yours, right?
Yeah, I'll say Everton's going to win. And by the way, Son's 30 years old. He's turning 31 soon as well.
What?
Yeah, I knew he was older. That is mad.
Bro. He ain't a spring chicken.
Yeah, because Spurs signed him at like 24, 25. That makes sense.
Damn. Dammy, what are you saying? Tottenham.
I don't know what will happen, but I need Everton to win. That's all I need.
Of course you do. Are you worried about dropping out of the top 4?
Not really, because we play 2 days later. Not really. And then who do Spurs have on the weekend? It's a hard game. But anyways, they'll probably lose that too. So I don't really care for Spurs.
No one cares. I think everyone can agree on this panel. No one cares about Spurs.
You know the honest truth this season.
As long as they don't get top 4, because they'll just be wasting the space. Then
but when Enoch and Levy, if they get top 4, like I said, it's papering over. They'll just be happy to participate and then get knocked out again. It's the same thing with them.
the reality is this season more people have cared about Liverpool's downfall and ignored Tottenham and Chelsea.
Literally.
Yeah, but
The
but
fact that Chelsea,
there's a reason.
Chelsea have
Spurs
sacked
are-
2 managers, I don't
Spurs
feel
are
like they've gotten
fifth.
as much stick.
Yeah, but Spurs are literally 5th though, so you can't really say that because last week they were 4th. Or 2
But
days
they
ago.
just sacked their manager. But yeah,
They were 4th like last week, so they're not really in that much of a crisis because they were in the top 4. If they win tomorrow or draw, I think they're in the top 4 again. So it's not the end of the world.
fair enough.
See what you mean.
Fair enough. You know what? What about you guys? What do you guys think about the whole Manchester United thing? Do you think they can drop out, or am I tripping?
No, I don't think they'll drop.
United will get it. It kills me to say it, but United will.
Yeah,
United are the type of club to probably win Europa League and get the top 4, so they'll get 2 ways into. I hate them, but they're too.
I just think. I just think.
I think United's fixture is great as well. They beat City twice, played Liverpool twice, played Tottenham twice, and I think it's going to be.
Tottenham twice. We have Tottenham to come.
Who have you got in Europa League? Is it Sevilla?
Did you play Tottenham twice? No?
Yeah, we
Played
have
Arsenal. Sorry, twice.
have-
Played
yeah,
Arsenal twice.
we got Sevilla, and then we've got if we get the Sporting or Juventus.
That's easy, man. No offense to Sporting though.
It's just 2 hard games, but yeah, we should be able to win all.
You lot should be fine with Ericsson as well coming back. So
By the way, did we talk about Rodgers getting sacked? Like, am I tripping, or that game against?
That's like no, we didn't.
No,
That's
okay.
too overdue. He should have had his ass sacked 6 months.
Did you
ago.
guys see the Crystal Palace game? What the hell were they doing?
I haven't watched it. Right.
Oh, bye, Ryan.
They got right.
IU absolutely had a masterclass and just absolutely shut it down for Crystal Palace, and they scored those goals and they won the game quite convincingly at the end, 2-1. Like, I know it was 2-1, but they were battering Leicester, if I'm not mistaken.
I've not watched the highlights of that yet, but I was just happy that Palace scored late. And my local, they're down the road. I want them to stay up, but that must have been crazy.
By the way, just to let you know, the reason why I said they battered them, they had 31 shots and 9 on target. They scored from a free kick and they scored from a goal in like the 94th minute.
Who did? Palace?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Imagine if Palace had a clinical strat, because Mateta, the white guy from Celtic, they don't really have an Ayew. They don't have that potent finisher. If they had a 15, no, but he's more out wide. And I mean, like a number 9. If they had a number 9 that could get about, I don't know, 15 plus goals in the Prem, which is, to be fair, not a lot of players get that. They will be much higher than they are, but I think their interim manager, I think he's going to do well with them from now to end the season. Because you know why it was harsh? And I know a lot of Arsenal fans weren't happy with this. I think the reason why Vieira sacking was quite harsh, they still weren't in the bottom 3, and they played like 8 of the. I think they played the top 8 like in quick succession in about 10 games. So it was a bit hard. I reckon if they'd let him coach from now till the end of the season, he would have turned it around. But that's football for you. It's cutthroat.
Yeah, but they were scared by the legend curse. No legend ever flipping does well. It's just weird. These legends just don't kill it for some reason, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Carrick's next, man. Terry's always going on about Carrick. I'm like, bro, Carrick's going to sink and fail like the rest of them. Probably Gary Neville.
He got battered at the weekend, didn't it?
Exactly, bro. Thank you. You don't want to...
He's doing, you, to be fair though, OG, he's doing well. Like, Akpom's getting mad numbers for them at the moment. Bro. Yeah,
I mean, even Company, another one. He's good as well. People try to say Chelsea might. I was like, nah, man. Like, no more legends, bro. Lampard was the first, only, and last. We're not gonna do that again.
That's why Gerrard. I don't want Gerrard at my club until the next 10 years. It's destined. We know he's eventually going to end up a Liverpool manager, but it needs to wait 5-6 years. He needs at least 2 other jobs before he comes to us. We'll ruin his legacy.
You know what? The funniest thing is, I see Chelsea fans celebrating. I see Leicester fans celebrating. The reality is, if your clubs are as bad as you guys have been saying with these managers, if it doesn't get better in the short term, it could be a situation where you guys see even Leicester go down, even without him. And wow. I don't want to see Leicester go down. I don't want to see Leicester go down. I don't want to see Chelsea continue to do bad forever. Eventually, I want to see you guys do well. But it's like, you guys are doing so bad right now. It's kind of like you feel sorry for them. That's how it is. And Leicester, they won the Premier League just like, what was it, 5 years ago? Like, how is this team that won the Premier League 5 years ago now in a situation?
They beat us in the FA Cup, Gal.
Bro, Conte.
Yeah, you know what it is? The other day.
Yeah. You know the craziest thing is for me, I just feel like their their recruitment has run dry. That's what it is. But yeah,
And I think Kasim said earlier he's had no money. Well, I think he signed Daka Samari. He has signed players, Rogers. I think what Kasim said earlier was a bit wrong. He has signed players, but they've just not done well for whatever reason. I know we've got a Leicester fan in the chat. He'll probably be able to say more, but I don't know.
Leicester have no wins in 2023. What the hell?
No way.
No way. I didn't know that. They what? To be fair, though, yeah, that is correct. I spoke to my dad about it. He said,
"Oh no, Palace had no wins. Palace had no wins." And then they gave Palace their first win. That's what
I was going to say. Because Leicester beat had a good win against Wolves a couple months ago. Yeah.
You know what? This is the final segment of the show, guys. We need to go quick fire. What do you guys think about these games? So I'm just gonna throw it to you, Dammy. What are you saying about? Did you watch Bournemouth, Fulham, Nottingham Forest?
I saw however you spoke to them, Taverniers banging goal. That was a nice goal. Bournemouth are doing decent, you know. I thought they'd go straight back down, and they're somehow managing just to stay afloat. They're winning games here and there, taking points here and there. They're making it interesting. So it was a decent game. Fulham is kind of sad that they were flirting with maybe Europe, and now they just seem like they've briefed.
Nah, Ban Fulham fan. Ban Fulham, but I'm from here, bro. I got bare brethren, like Fulham brethren. I still speak to them. Big up William Morris, yeah, but still. Like, they're getting too cocky. Like, they're trying to say they're the best in West London and jokes like that. I want them to fall, crash, go down. I do not want to see Fulham do well. Am I right, Fatul?
Big up.
Yeah, I agree.
Big up. Yo, guys, we got Patrick in the building.
Patty in the house.
Patrick.
Big up, Patrick.
Yeah, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, Patrick, on one condition, there's no more Liverpool and City talk. Like that.
No. We have to bring it back. We have to bring it back for one thing. Just so he can big up his boy Jack Grealish, because we didn't do enough justice for Jack Grealish.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think we were doing the preview, and I was doing a few previews, and people were saying Jack is not going to do anything to Trent. But I told a few man that I was like, have you seen what he used to do to Trent when he was at Aston Villa? Like, people talk about Trent as if it's something difficult to do, because I'm pretty sure I'm not in shape right now. I'm trying to get in shape, but I'm pretty sure right now I can even do something to Trent, you know? Because that man he's done. I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you. But you know what, man? Liverpool came out with a plan. I was watching a tactical analysis. It looked like they came with a plan, and the plan was working. But it seems like this Liverpool team has lost a bit of balls. Like, as soon as you start pressing them, as soon as you start going after them, I think it doesn't work out. But I think if they scored that second goal, they could have made it more difficult for us. But to be honest with you, I think Klopp has lost this team. And I think right now, people who are clinging on to Klopp, it's just embarrassing, because we've seen him do this in Germany. Like, it's serious. We've seen, like,
7-year curse.
Yeah, we've seen him do this in Germany.
You're saying sack Klopp?
I think he has to go. I think people clinging on to him is a mistake. I think clinging on to this man is a mistake. I think this man has to move on somewhere. Because look, let's look at this cigar, right? They said, oh, he doesn't have the money to buy somebody. The time when he was buying Nunes, why wasn't he going after a midfielder instead then? The time he was buying Gakpo. Why didn't he go for a midfielder? I don't get why people are sitting there saying, oh, this man doesn't have the... But you couldn't have bought Nunes for 85. You could have gone somewhere, bought midfielders who are good enough. Because I think the forwards they have are good. Jota is good. Your man Diaz is good. Salah is good. Firmino can give you a few out of the pump. I don't understand what Oxlade-Chamberlain is doing there today. But all I think Klopp is not going to be able to fix this team. And I thought he could. But looking at it right now, I think it's not great. Even Van Dijk looks out of place. Konate is starting to shake a bit. This high line of theirs doesn't make sense. Trent looks like he doesn't want to be there. He wants to go to Jamaica and become a traditional Rasta man or something. So I don't know, man. It's sad. It's sad to see, because these guys were good. They were good.
Don't lie, Patrick. It's not sad. You're loving this slightly.
But look. Big up to Jack, man. Jack. A lot of people have been talking crap about him, but this season he stepped up. The only thing that me and one of my friends were saying is he just has to start scoring more goals. But this season he's been unplayable. He was also unplayable against Chelsea. I enjoy what he did, but what he did to that Liverpool backline, especially Trent, I think they'll never forget him, because he skinned them, man. Jack.
Never forget him. You're making it seem like he left a mark on him. Like, bro, I don't. I
Have
feel
you seen the
you guys
game
are being
again?
harsh on Trent. I feel like I'm kind of on Husam's board. I feel like everyone's on Trent. Everyone's on Trent. Where are the center halves? Why are they leaving him for dead?
Did you see Van Dijk when Jack kicked the ball into the net? Van Dijk jumped out of the way. Did anybody see that?
Bro, whatever magic Van Dijk had, Ake took it from him. That's what it seems like is happening, bro.
And do you know what's funny?
The aura.
Do you know what's funny? He even said in an interview, Ake now is better than
Afro Thunder. Afro Thunder wants to bring back the title race talk. Yo, how you feeling about the title race? Anything you can do, we can do better.
I don't know, man. I know there's a few games we gave you guys the advantage. Let's be honest. If we never drew against Everton, never drew against Newcastle, I think there would have been a different story. But let me just say this. I'm still not giving up. I know it's 9 games, 10 games left. I still feel like this is Man City. We've done it before. Huh? I'll give up the day when we play the last game and they're giving the trophy to you.
Yo, Patrick, Rob's had a little theory, yeah. Chelsea will beat Liverpool. Liverpool have to beat Arsenal, and then Arsenal will lose against.
No, that was Dammy. That was Dammy.
And then that's it, Dammy. And then they lose against Chelsea, and that's it. You guys are back in it.
Can I ask you something, Igal? Do you believe that certain teams are designed for certain teams? Do you believe that?
What do you mean? Like,
like in this world, there's certain teams that sometimes are just designed for you. Like Spurs has always had design for City. Crystal Palace used to have the same design back in the days, like, especially with Roy Hodgson back. I'm scared because they used to play a certain way where it's just for you. I still believe this, and I said at the beginning of the season, trust me, girl, you might win this trophy, but I'm telling you, you're gonna hold 3 L's from City. Because we are just meant for you. We are just meant for you.
So if you beat us, you still don't win the league. So I don't.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that. Do you believe that certain teams are just meant for certain teams? Because I just believe we are meant for you guys.
Understand? We beat Liverpool at Anfield. We win the league. No question about it.
I second that because that's been their biggest hoodoo. Forget even a draw. If Arsenal get 3 points at Anfield, I think maybe not a City fan, but everyone else should just give up this hope that they're not going to do it. Because that's been their big. They've not beat us since Podolski and Cazorla. It's been 10 years since they've won a league.
Arteta's the Everton man. He hasn't seen a win at Anfield in his life.
Yeah.
Only maybe at Arsenal he's seen a draw or two.
He was playing. In fact, the last time Arsenal won at Anfield, he was playing.
He was.
Are you scared? Are you scared of Anfield away?
Anfield away? Am I scared? No, I'm not scared. I'm respectful.
That's the word. Yeah.
To be honest with you, that ground is uncommon. Look at us. We held 1-0 and we were better than them, but. I'm telling you, I don't know, that ground, maybe if you do that, but there's just this voice in the back of my head that because of pride, this man will just not let you win because of pride.
I agree, Patrick. I'm not saying we win, but I think we get a draw out of that. We take points off Arsenal, put it at that. I think we draw that game. I know a team that is scared of Anfield, though. It's Dammies, because some teams hold 7. Just
you know, come on.
but you got. Let me ask you as an Arsenal fan. I don't know if the panel has asked you. Let me ask you as an Arsenal fan. All this hype that's going, I respect Arsenal. I've always loved Arteta. No City fan hates Arteta. We hype him so much. I think he was pivotal in one of our seasons. But after all this hard work. Since people don't show respect to City, what if we catch up and actually slap you out of this league? Are you going to be disappointed? Or you'd be like, fine, we were so close?
No, it would be a failure.
If Arsenal don't win the league,
it would be a massive disappointment.
Every Arsenal fan has to delete their social media.
I lie.
No.
Yo, Igal, bring up that comment, man.
That far. I'm not going to delete nothing. But I'm not deleting nothing. But when it comes to
one off the app. If you don't win this league, delete everything. I promise you, delete everything for your mental health.
What's going on my computer?
Yo, Igal, put the comment on Afro Thunder's next one.
Bro, my computer's fucked.
Patrick, it's about you basically, where you said certain people are built for Tuchel and Bayern are built for City, so no UCL.
Oh yeah, you never know. You never know.
You said that they're built for you, literally.
Yeah, but don't forget Tuchel got handed 2 L's after that UCL.
Patrick, let me ask you a question, yeah, because I asked Hamza earlier today on Never Fast Channel, and he picked it. If someone had to ask you, for me, the answer should be straightforward. But if you could pick, someone said to you right now, you can only win the Champions League or Prem. What are you picking?
For me, I'm picking the UCL right now.
Yeah, makes sense. That's the right answer, because I spoke to a few City fans and they're like, you know what? It's the one that we still haven't got, but Prem's still the most important. I said, did you listen to what you just said? It's the one, because you know what? When Pep first came, I agree. When Pep says no, it's always the league first. Whenever I speak to my owners, it's the league first. But I think this season, even the start, he even admitted, look, I need that Champions League now. Not even just for City, for himself as well, because he's not won it anywhere other than with Barca. And I think he wants to get rid of that opinion of, I can only do it with Messi and a Barca team. Because at Bayern, he got to 3 semi-finals and I think got knocked out. But at least you're honest a bit. Because,
do you know my agenda for winning that UCL? I have an Arsenal fan, a friend, long-term friend, because me and him have a competition that whoever wins it first, the other one doesn't sit on the table. Because once City win the UCL before Arsenal can chat to us. Even if they come to us and say, "Oh, we have so many trophies than you," I'll just say, "Shush." That's what I'll say.
I think City do win it, but I hate it, but I think it's a matter of time. I don't mean.
1 second, we win the Champions League before Man City. That's
you reckon?
Yeah, we do. It's just
that's going to be interesting because Patrick, me and you we banter back and forth on Twitter, but I do think eventually Man City win it. It's not going to be nice, but I think Man City eventually will get over that line, man. I don't know if it will be a Pep though. I must say, I think it might be another manager.
I don't want Napoli or Man City to win it anymore.
Did you see what happened to Napoli, Gal?
4-0.
I'm no longer subscribing to Napoli either. Napoli are not winning the Champions League. It's gonna go to Real Madrid or Bayern. That's how.
Let me tell you a fun fact, Gal. You do know only one team in the last 25 years have won the Champions League for the first time in their history, and that was Chelsea.
Do you think Chelsea can win it with another manager that they sacked?
I wouldn't doubt them. I wouldn't doubt them.
Yeah, we could win it.
You know what? You can doubt us all you want, though. We'll let the pitch talk.
Oh man, I wouldn't doubt you guys because you guys, this is what you do. Look at the moment you've hired a new manager. You're about to hire a new manager in the moment that's important in the Champions League. I bet this man will go to the final. Just watch.
Chelsea are the prime example, and I think Father and OG would agree. Both the years they won it, they weren't the best team in Europe. It's like us in 2005. We probably weren't even in the top 5 teams in Europe. But this is the thing about Champions League. You don't have to be the best team.
Chelsea win the Champions League this year. What the hell?
You will eclipse whether you
I'll feel sick.
Because last time I said if they do it, I'll pay myself blue. Forget about that.
But you have to come to the open bus door.
What the hell?
Okay, last time you said you'll pay yourself blue, and what are you gonna say this time then?
I'm not doing the same thing again. But I do believe it's very unlikely that Chelsea win the Champions League.
You know, if they win the Champions League, that eclipses everything you've done this season.
That's all right, man. You can send in your chest as well. That's all right.
And then it's the same environment. In the Champions League, everything you've done is not important because they've got the biggest trophy in the world. So you better pray that they don't win.
That's what happens in Chelsea, Gal. Those eclipse whoever's won the league.
The reality is, anyone who wins the Champions League is the biggest trophy in the world. Any English team who wins the Champions League, it always belittles whoever won the league that year. For example, Man City lost the Champions League. They didn't care as much that they won the league. They were upset that they lost the Champions League. Even though they celebrated because they took it away from Liverpool, they didn't care about that, right? What you're saying about Arsenal, it's a little different because we're not in the Champions League.
If we don't win, you can't do that. You can't do that.
We're not in the Champions League. We can't really be upset about not winning a competition we're not in.
Okay, you spent 9 months laughing at them for them to go and win the Champions League. They will come and cook your ass.
First of all, they're not going to do it. Second of all, even if they did, if we win the league, we're still cooking.
No, you're not cooking anyone.
What
are you talking about here? If they win the Champions League, they're going to come and cook your ass. And I promise you,
you know who they're really going to cook? They're gonna cook Man City. That's who they're really gonna cook.
Why would they cook us? Why would they cook us?
Both of you, both Manchesters.
Why do you want to cook us?
You know what we have
We're gonna
to think about? Man City could still go trophyless this season. We're acting like they're gonna win something.
Thank you.
There's no
Thank
guarantee
you.
they're
And
gonna
Man
win.
United with the treble.
We're also allowed to have a break. We're also allowed to have a break. You guys have been having breaks. We're also allowed to have a break.
No, but you could also go get the treble. So
We're
that
having
is
a
true.
break.
The treble.
Oh my God! If that happens, my God! Oh, I'll have a 1 week stream of shamelessness.
Bro, you have to come to
Listen,
Manchester,
I don't
bro.
think you understand how peak that would be. If City win the treble, not only would have won the treble, they would have three-peated the league. It would be dreadful. We can't.
Ooh, Michael Jordan times too, bro. You have to do a tour bus all around Manchester.
Last
Forget
night,
just that
innit?
City part.
Treble.
The whole
Yeah.
thing. Old Trafford, everywhere.
It's on
Three
Arsenal.
buses.
It's on Arsenal to stop them from winning three Premier Leagues in a row.
Yeah, it's actually you.
on- It's on Manchester United to stop them from winning the FA Cup, and that's
Bayern Munich.
unlikely. And it's on Bayern Munich to stop them from winning the
Too
Champions League.
sure.
We can.
As
we
a
can-
Liverpool fan, if well, not even if, once the two Manchester clubs meet each other in the final, I only want City to win. I can't stand United.
If we can beat them in the FA Cup, that's not.
No. I know you can, but I'm saying I wouldn't want you.
If you had a choice, if you had a choice,
No, of
City
course you can.
City win the Champions League, or City beat Manchester United in the FA Cup.
Is this
Obviously,
to
you're gonna have them beat Manchester United.
this to me?
No, you're gonna have. No, I'm talking to a thing. You'd rather have Manchester United beat them in the FA Cup than them win the Champions League against some random team.
No, cool. I would then rather them lose the Champions League and then United win the FA Cup if that meant them not winning Champions League, because that's the bigger one. And the only thing we can cling on to City fans is that's the one you don't have. That's what all of us Raven fans. That's what we cling on to because they've done everything else.
Do you okay? So you don't want them to win the league over Arsenal, but anything Man United, you'd rather have Man United lose.
Yeah, that's just from a Liverpool fan. Because
You saw the Carabao Cup. You
What
saw
about
how
Demi?
annoying they were after the
Demi?
Carabao Cup.
Demi, were you cheering for Man City to destroy Liverpool, or
Well, I
so
wasn't
Arsenal?
cheering, but yeah, I like them. I like.
you
Man
prefer
City.
them, yeah.
Did
Yeah, I
you
like
see
Man
my
City.
tweet to United Trey? For some reason, it got like 15,000 likes.
You know the order is. Well, my order is Liverpool, Arsenal, City if they want. I don't care about them until they get
You know what?
at least 20 league
Man's
titles.
United, Chelsea. Man's United,
I
Chelsea.
don't like Chelsea. Call me crazy.
I like
I don't like Chelsea more than Tottenham, because as much as I have a lot of Chelsea fans and everything that are my friends, that's why. Because I never met a Tottenham fan in my life until I moved to the UK, where Chelsea have always been around my circle.
And you know what as well, Agal? They're not really your rivals. They're just your neighbours. They don't rival you for any
And
trophy.
I don't live in England originally, so when I
Yeah.
moved to England, I seen a bunch of Tottenham fans come out of nowhere, like the Patricks and the George.
Be honest, when you were in Canada, did you know who Spurs were? Be honest.
It was a basketball team.
I knew who Spurs were.
I'm joking.
I knew who Spurs were. You can still get up for the game because you know it's nervous and everything for a rival. But the reality is you don't have the same level of hate for them abroad.
Have you seen that Chinese fan? Or is that Tottenham Hotspurs?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Though you know what's making me laugh. Arsenal fans are trying to start like a battle with City fans. We've never had bad blood, and we've never hated you guys.
No.
We've never hated you guys, have we? I've never seen Arsenal.
One second. It's not Arsenal fans starting it. It's Hamzas of the world, the Man City fans, the Hamzas of the world, who consider themselves in the same bracket as Real Madrid. What?
Patrick, you're quite level-headed, but if you heard what Hamza was saying this morning, he's speaking of things as if they're guarantees. Arsenal lose there, Arsenal lose here, this happens, that happens. I was like, football don't work like that.
Patrick, I'll say this. Patrick, what do you call it? Big Steve, Dabs, Vader, you guys are cool. It's the new generation of Man City fans who don't really know anything but just winning these trophies that act like they're Manchester United or Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. Like, I honestly believe some of these guys think because their team wins every single year that they're in the same bracket as some of the best teams in world football.
But we have such people in both fan bases, though. Everybody's fan base here has got people
Arsenal
like that.
Fan base, Arsenal fan base has been massively humbled over the last 7 to 10 years, where we've been losing consistently. We're allowed to puff up our chest the fact that we're winning right now.
If you ask an Arsenal fan, will they win Champions League? They'll be like, one day, maybe in my lifetime. But Man City fans are like, no, it's definitely going to happen soon. They got 0 stars, but they talk like they already got one. They even got one, literally.
You know what is? You know what
Which
is?
City fans are you talking to? Is it just Hamza? Because it's like it's
You have
Hamza.
to go on Twitter, fam.
Bro,
You'll
there's
say
a lot
from
of people who speak
YouTube
like
guys are
Hamza.
cool.
Someone told me yesterday on a Twitter space. I don't know if Dammy, if you were there, or any of you guys were there. Vader was there. The guy tried to say Kyle Walker is the best right back in Premier League history because he's the best defensive right back in Premier
The
League
first
history.
half was
The thing is, Chelsea OG, word to what Patrick said, it depends what City fan you're speaking to, because the main four I speak to is Patrick, Daps, Jan, and I forgot the other person.
Hamza.
Forgive me. And they're quite level. Daps, Patrick, and Jan, and they're quite level-headed. Yeah,
Well, come to Twitter, bruv. Come to Twitter Spaces. I do like
Come to
honestly,
Twitter, bro. They're moving
Gal
mad.
knows, bruv. He
I know
knows,
people who are
but-
saying
but-
Riyad Mahrez. I'm hearing people
And
say
Vader,
Riyad
that's
Mahrez.
it. And Vader.
I heard
Vader.
somebody say Riyad Mahrez is going to be known as a bigger legend than Mo Salah.
Yeah, see, that's
jokes, bruv. Dog, they say crazy stuff like they say companies.
Can I say something though? In Africa though, we respect Mahrez more than because Mahrez won the AFCON Salah.
That's what I'm saying. There's a conversation, but I hate when fans just say things like black and white. Like that's just guaranteed. Because Morris can actually have a conversation with Salah. He can. One AFCON, he's won 2 Premier Leagues.
Leicester City dragged Leicester City to the
Exactly, dragged. So there's a conversation there. But to say he's just black and white, yeah, he's big, but no, I don't agree with that.
It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, you have to join Twitter Spaces, man. They go, brother, and because there's no faces, no identity, people say crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. I was in them for a bit, but then I just thought that's not really my thing. You know what I mean?
You can do it in bed and whatnot. But yeah, man.
But yo, people, we're gonna wrap this up here. We've been going for an hour and 30 minutes. Big up to everyone. Honestly, Graham Potter got sacked. No one was really surprised. Tomorrow,
Wait, did you guys talk about Chelsea and Liverpool?
Of course.
The middle. Oh, I missed the middle.
Way late, Patrick. You're way late.
Yeah.
You know what is Father and OG? Yeah, it used to be from 2005 to 2009. Yeah. We played you in 4 of the 5 Champions League seasons. Benitez and Marino. Now it's just battle of the mid-table.
Yo, 1 second, Christian Hoover. Who's your favorite basketball team? For me, it's the Raptors, obviously.
Don't lie, man. It's San Antonio Spurs. I'm joking. You're Canadian,
Listen,
obviously.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's the only Spurs I knew when growing up.
That's why I asked you, Gal. That's why I asked you. I asked you, did you know Spurs back home? Did you know who's?
No, I know Spurs, obviously, when I started watching football and everything.
Yeah.
But before the 2000s, when I really got into football like that, bro, who the hell was Tottenham? Like who the hell was Tottenham?
I didn't know them too, Igal. I didn't know them too.
Oh, you guys are mocking it, bro.
No, let's be honest.
Back in the day, bro.
Let's be honest. I'm not an encyclopedia of football. I never act like I am. There's people who can name you the freaking starting 11 for Aston Villa in the 90s. Like I can't do that kind of shit.
Jeez, I forgot every match of the day I watched, bro.
But when it comes to what's going on lately, I can talk about it. But when it comes to freaking like the encyclopedia, bro, it's ridiculous. And also, I don't like when people try to police fans and stuff. Like I see people saying, "Oh, well, you should." Why are like you get this all the time, Rom? Where's your Scouse accent or something like that?
Yeah.
It's like,
do you know what? You have to kind of be thick-skinned. You've never been Anfield when I've been countless times. I've been, you're not Scouse, you're this. Go support Arsenal. I've heard all of it.
Yeah. Orlando Magic, the worst team.
I think mine would be Chicago Bulls, only because that was my first ever jersey when I was 4 years old. I don't really know much basketball.
You should be a Celtics fan based on the fact that you're a Liverpool fan. Liverpool and Celtics go hand to hand.
Nah, the LA Lakers, man.
Is that the one? Is that the one with Tatum? Because I don't really know basketball.
Yeah, that's the Manchester United comparison is the Lakers. So damn, you should be a Lakers fan. City comparison is Golden State. The Chelsea comparison to Chelsea would be San Antonio Spurs or Miami Heat. One of those two.
Let's go Miami.
Who's the Golden State Warriors then?
The Golden State Warriors would be City.
What about Bulls? Would the Chicago Bulls be anyone? They're like quite historic.
Chicago Bulls would be
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
No.
Nah. Come on.
Rugby was MJ and they fell off hard.
The last time they won something was MJ. The last time Arsenal won something significant was Henry.
Hey, I like that.
I need to start getting into basketball because it is lit. When I watch it, it's just end to end.
Have you watched The Last Dance, that documentary? That would get you into it, man.
Yo, Cleveland would be Leicester.
I need time to watch.
Cleveland would be Leicester, and Antonio Conte would be and what do you call it? Conte would have to be LeBron because he went from Cleveland to Miami to win the league, and then but he never went to Miami. He never went to Manchester United. So
who's Arsenal?
Arsenal would probably have to be Chicago Bulls. Then you're right. But then the actual, because the GOAT has played for Arsenal, the Premier League GOAT played for Arsenal, and the GOAT played for them. And then when it comes to Tottenham would have to be the New York Knicks, or that's too much. The New York Knicks is actually too much praise for them.
Yeah, Tottenham has to be anyone that just don't win anything. So
the Knicks these days.
No, they would have to be.
No, but that's these days. They used to win stuff.
They have to be somebody who won stuff in the past. So I would want to give them the Milwaukee Bucks, but it wouldn't make sense because the Milwaukee Bucks just won recently.
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks have the best.
Would you say Milwaukee Bucks are kind of like Leicester, like they'll win something once and then they won't win?
Leicester's Cleveland.
100%. 100%. That's a sick one.
Yeah, Leicester's Cleveland. Maybe Tottenham's New York. Yeah, maybe Tottenham's New York. But then Everton,
the 70s.
you know who'd be Everton? You know who'd be Everton? That team that is supposed to be good. They're supposed to be decent.
Utah Jazz.
It would be the Nets. It would probably be the Nets.
No. Everton has to be someone who used to win back in the day too. You know.
Yeah, the Nets won stuff.
The Nets were good back in the
we're talking top four. Or the next top four. That's the Everton. You know, Everton have won.
You blame with your history,
huh?
You know your history. You've been learning that.
Can I ask something to the panel though?
You know what? Leicester would be the Raptors.
They won the once as well.
Yeah, they won one and the dip now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I ask something to the guys? What is Tottenham Hotspurs here for? I know maybe because they beat City in the season. Is that what they're here for? Because what is actually Tottenham? What are they here for?
Tottenham Hotspur, honestly, are the luckiest club in world football. They've gotten themselves in a status where they're one of the top teams, but they never had to achieve anything to get there. It's crazy. It's unheard of. It's unprecedented.
That's why I have a bit of respect for what's his name?
Levi.
Daniel Levy.
Yeah, Levy to an extent as well, because I think off the field, infrastructure-wise, he's brought them to a superpower. Like, I don't know if you'd have been to their stadium. There's nothing in their cabinet, but it's beautiful. That might have been one of the best stadiums I've ever been to. But go-karting and WizKid and Beyonce and that's all good. But you need to have on-field. Your main name is a football club. You need to have on-field success. But they've made them relevant a bit. But like a gal said, to not win anything.
You know how lucky they got? They got Bale, Kane, and then a marketing that took over Asia called Hung Son. Like I was like, how the hell did they get all these guys? And if they sell Kane for 100 mil, they might even slightly be back. I'm like, I hope he just stays.
I'm gonna add this into it. Yeah, whoever signs Matoma next, not only is a class player, but that Asian market you will have, crazy. Yes. You have the same. You have the same effect Son had when he went to Spurs.
Well, you guys tried that guy, didn't you? And failed. What's his name? The guy you tried.
I think Matoma stays at Brighton for a little bit longer. I don't think he's that young. He's 26. He could be there for a while.
I think he leaves this summer. I thought Matoma was 21. He's actually like you said, he's 26. Like he's going into his peak.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, Everton's the Houston Rockets. That's a perfect example.
I like that.
Perfect example. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Big up Fatur for coming on. Big up OG. Big up Dammy. Big up Ram. Big up Rack. Big up Patrick. Who else did I miss? Mojo was supposed to come on. He didn't get to come on. Alan was sick. He couldn't come on. And yeah, big up to everyone who was supposed to come on. People, I really do appreciate it. Honestly, I was considering making Vibes from the Six a one time a week thing because I do it twice a week. But if you guys want me to keep doing it twice a week, I'll continue to do it twice a week. But I need to find out if anybody's out there who's watching this right now who knows any designers. I'm trying to change my design for my thumbnails. Let me know. But yeah, I'm out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Peace.
There you go.